We're going to go over really briefly. I wish I had coffee. I wish I wasn't 6 days out because then I could be in a better mood. You're not in a great mood. And okay, here we are. Trying again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We made it. If everything goes right, today's episode won't be on 2x video and 1x audio, and the camera will work and the recordings will line up and you guys will have an episode.
We did launch that episode tomorrow, though, with the slightly off audio.
Yeah, slightly.
Sorry about that again.
It's our first time with the camera.
I don't know why it's done that. It's done that like 2 or 3 times. No, it did that halfway through the leg training session you recorded for me and Aiden and Brandon.
Yeah.
Literally, like the last 4 exercises or clips were just all slow-mo for no reason at all. Just
and
out of
that one
nowhere.
day you did of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally, couldn't even fucking tell you how it happened.
Yeah, me either.
I'm gonna have to Google that after this and just be like, how did my camera randomly, magically get set to slow-mo?
We tried.
But honestly, though, I think our topic today is gonna work nicely with the headspace that we're in.
Probably.
So how about read off the topic for us, because you got it written
really
down.
what we're going to talk about is that you're talking about your goals is not fake unless talking about it is really the only pursuit of it that occurs. So
can you reword all of that, because none of that made sense to me? Talking about your goals is not fake.
Yeah. If all you do is talk about your goals and you do nothing to achieve them, that's when it becomes fake. Your goals aren't a real tangible thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we need to reword that, because I didn't follow any, the original topic you read off. I didn't follow whatsoever.
Your identity is talking about your goals, not executing.
There we go. Much more pointed. A little smart brevity right there.
That was straight out of chat.
Great book, by the way. But yeah, I'd say with you and I, we are in an environment and in a space professionally where our career is based on others and ourselves having goals and specific goal orientation. And for us, it's physique related. For many others, it's fitness, physique, and health related. It's all under the same umbrella, but it's goal orientation nonetheless. Mm-hmm. We definitely see it more frequently than others because we have people coming to us constantly. Oh, I'm going to do this. Yeah. I'm going to commit to this. I'm going to stick to this plan. And then the follow through is none.
Yeah.
Ever.
Sometimes never.
Yeah.
Legitimately never.
Outside of our circle, outside of our environment, outside of our career, I don't know if it's as prominent of a topic for others in their day-to-day life.
I would argue that it probably is. I think what we know is just a whole is that most people underperform. There's outliers that overperform and crush and go after everything tenaciously. But I would say the vast majority of people, whether it be content creation, climbing a corporate ladder, anything, it's I want to be really great at this sport. I want to go to the NBA. I want to be an Olympic swimmer. It's how many people are actually taking the extra 3% to lock in those pieces that maybe aren't handed to them on a silver platter? You go to these, you look at kids sports, there's travel sports. How many of those travel sports are the kids coming home from those practices and caring about the nutrition or doing the extra drills or organizing their sleep schedule or doing whatever it is to set them up for success? Mm-hmm. Those are the kids going D1 and then getting scholarships and
potentially professional athlete directions. But at the more general overview, though, of the topic, it's just the fact that I feel like we live in such a society nowadays of just lack of focus, lack of identity, and then lack of follow through. People can't focus on one specific goal orientation because they constantly have shiny object syndrome.
For sure.
Lacking identity because social media and society nowadays, you're just being pulled in so many fucking directions that even if you spend a month working on yourself in one direction, you might get to day 35, see a YouTube video and think to yourself, oh, well, that's me, not this, and then change course entirely. Happens frequently. And that's something that you and I have experienced too frequently in the past 6 years. And I will very much so stand on it and say, definitely has hindered us in the past several years of our relationship and life and whatnot. And then the follow through of it. And I think one thing that I'm going to say with my whole fucking chest, and I will die on this hill, bodybuilding and fitness build a better version of people.
For sure.
And I genuinely mean this. If you don't have some form of fitness, nutrition, or focus on general care for your body in your day-to-day life, I'm sorry, I view you less. I don't view you in the same boat as other individuals that execute on a daily basis, show that they care for themselves, give themselves some form of self-respect for their body, their image, their mind, their health, whatever it may be.
I just think it's weird.
It's fucking weird.
I think it's a weird concept that there's adults that like do nothing in 7 days time to like take care of themselves.
Even just going on a walk once a day.
Just a walk.
Yeah.
I remember living in Utah, and when I was in a very short window of singleness before you came along, and like the norm there, if you talk to somebody on like a dating app or anything, was like, well, what are you doing today? Well, after the gym, I'm doing this. After work, after the gym, I do this. And so it was just such the norm. And like Florida, I would say, is definitely higher on the list of like active states, but I wouldn't say it's like, if you look at it on an actual list, I remember it sat pretty low. I'm sure it probably gets pulled down by like the retirement snowbird community. However,
honestly, I'd say it's elevated by the retirement community. I feel
maybe
like
with pickleball.
I feel like the retirement community is active as fuck.
But you know, I find it just so bizarre that in 7 days' time you've not gone on a walk, you've not taken a class, you haven't like
eaten a vegetable, drank some fucking water. Like the bare minimum for like what you could define as being self-respect towards you, towards your own body. But it trickles outside of fitness too, obviously in professional careers, in personal lives. But the one thing I can say, one thing I want to say that at least I hope will help some others or will listen to this and take it as a positive takeaway. If you can look yourself in the mirror and say, I'm going to focus on this goal today, this week, this month, you write it down, you execute, you check the box off, you rebuild a positive and strong mindset. Dopamine is a healthier trigger when you take action and actually check off a box. And if you follow through on your word, there's a bunch of physical and mental benefits that come with it that build you into a better person, a stronger, more resilient person, a happier person.
Well, that's developing evidence.
It's developing evidence. And from what you said the other day, confidence, what was it?
Confidence comes from evidence. Not from like affirmations. So that was the other thing. Like I've been on this wild algorithm of like manifestation and quantum leaps. And like, I actually am like looking at learning more about it. I think it's so fascinating, but I think with where the internet is, there's all these gurus that are like, well, you just have to manifest. And people think that their actions are going to happen by just sitting there and staring in the mirror and being like, I can do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to be a millionaire. I'm going to be fit. I'm going to have the best abs of my life. But then they leave that mirror and they do nothing to execute. And it's like, well, you're not. Yeah, sure. Like you put that into the universe and there's science that like putting it into the universe has like a better whatever outcome of it coming back to you. But if you're taking zero action, $1 million isn't just going to fall into your lap 100%. And shredded abs aren't going to be there the next time you lift up your shirt. And I just think it's so funny that people like think that that's the action they need to be taking instead of being like, okay, if this is the goal, let's reverse engineer, figure out what does it take to actually accomplish that thing? Like what is step one? I would argue most people don't even get to step one.
No, because most people just ignore the action itself. And we love the saying, messy action is better than no action at all.
For sure. And I think that's something we're trying to get better at.
Some of the richest and most successful individuals we know, they're not the smartest people in the world. They're not sitting there trying to look for the easiest, quickest, and best way to do something. They're just fucking doing it.
Yeah, doing something.
And then they're picking it up along the way and learning and improving along the way, but they're doing.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest piece of it all, is that they're actually taking action.
For sure.
And like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, like, or beginning of the podcast, something we can tie back in is like, this is our take 2 of today's podcast.
Yeah.
We had a 3-minute and 40-second take 1, which was essentially, cool, let's start it up. Here's our intro. And
then Summer had a mental breakdown.
Summer had a mental breakdown. I wasn't feeling it. There was a weird vibe. And we were like, well, neither of us want to be doing this right now. Neither of us are feeling it right now. Okay, well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
We're going to do it.
Shit has to get done.
Because shit has to get done. We're going to make it happen.
Yeah.
And
shit doesn't get done when you just rely on your feelings. And like, if I would say, if I only bodybuilded or only worked or only did whatever when I like felt like it, like we'd probably be homeless.
I would just be fat. And I would just be eating Five Guys and Domino's 7 nights a week.
Yeah. Which is a good life. No, I'm kidding.
Could be worse.
But yeah, no, I remember being at a seminar years ago, and one of the topics was like dreamers versus doers, and how dreamers obviously are like those people. They're just sitting there and dreaming it and manifesting it. But like the doers are the people that are actually getting in the mud and putting whatever to work. And I think that that's like a big differentiator between this success. And I was like doing some research on it. And it was saying like dreamers stay stuck. Sometimes dreaming feels safer than doing because dreams have no risk of failure. Dreaming can stay perfect in your head. Action makes it real, and reality can disappoint you. And what's your take on that? I think for so many people, these dreams, so to say, are just like pipe dreams. Like they really genuinely either don't want to identify with the change that comes with it. So even though it feels like grass is greener, they also are like, well, I don't know that I'm prepared to be that version of myself. And also like the failure aspect.
I was going to say pipe dreams and fear. I mean,
yeah.
One thing I've been lucky about with my entire life is like I really haven't been fearful to take advantage of opportunities that come my way. And then I really haven't been fearful to take the leap to do something new or take action in a direction I'd choose to.
Yeah.
But most of that I'd say is just derived from people's fears and feelings. And we live in a world and society where everyone's just told to sink into their feelings and let them be and all that bullshit. And get coddled, and by doing so, it's you end up nowhere. You don't push yourself. You don't get out of your comfort zone. You have to push yourself to be uncomfortable to make change that you want to see.
Yeah. On the opposite of that, I feel like I have a lot of fear with a lot of things because I was grown up in an environment where like failing wasn't an option. And so I've really had to develop that skill of being like, okay, well, if I fail, it's better than where I am right now, at least. And like, what is actually failure, and just rewire that pathway in my brain. Because to me, it was like failure wasn't not doing something. It was doing it less than 100%. And so I had to really, I mean, even to this day, you watch me work on it all the time. Like, look at my last competitive season. It was like the idea of getting on stage was in that moment more of a failure than not getting on stage. Like it was such a mental hurdle that I had to go through, but it all came down to like failure was just not an option. I wasn't allowed to fail.
And let's talk on that little moment for a quick second there, because you went through a grueling 25 plus week prep to get to Miami, absolutely shredded out of your mind. And granted, we didn't get on stage. There was some extenuating circumstances that led us to leave there before you made your stage appearance at the end of that prep. However, you still followed through no matter fucking what.
Yeah.
You still saw it through to the end.
To a fault.
To a fault. To the point where, and this is something we brought up the other week too, like that prep was terrible for you. You suffered horribly.
Yeah.
You were in bed crying from hunger very, very frequently. You were depressed and miserable and anxious very, very frequently. Mm-hmm. But no matter what, you still got it done. No matter what was asked of you, did not matter.
Yeah.
Still got fully through the prep. Best package ever. And you stayed true to your word.
Yeah.
Even during the nights and weeks where I was like, you need to drop this fucking prep because it's not good or healthy for you.
Yeah, and on that, like, Connor is never, ever, ever, like, he stays so upright when I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? He really allows me to make my own decisions. But there was, like, 2 at least times where you're done. Like, you're fucking done. And it's really hard to not listen in that moment. But I think, like, as soon as he would say that, my gut was like, well, I'm not. And so, to a fault, like, continued. But I think, like, most of those days was just putting one foot in front of the other. Like, I literally couldn't even, like, I remember walking to the gym on so many occasions at our apartment to do cardio, like, sobbing, knowing how much I had to do and not being able to fucking wrap my head around, like, getting it done. And I just remember being like, okay, we can get through 5 minutes. We can get through 10 minutes. We can get through 200 calories. We can get, and like, I would be like, I'll stop at this and take a break. And by the time I'd get to that, I'd be like, okay, well, just 50 more calories, just 50 more calories until like, I'd be like, well, there's no point in coming back for 100 calories, you know? So it's just like, sometimes you just literally have to find another way to like break it down, figure it out, like whatever it is. But I just refused in that moment to like stop because I knew that there was this voice inside my head that was like, if you quit right now, tomorrow you're probably going to wake up and regret it. Or in a week you're going to regret it. Or in a week when you've wasted a week, you'll regret it.
Which
did happen
like 3 or 4 Friday nights through that prep.
They weren't just Fridays, babe.
No, it was mostly Fridays. It was like you would break down on Friday, be like, I'm done. You'd get a burger, wake up the next morning, be like, cool, let's keep going.
Yeah, I just need a little bit of food, a little bit of dopamine.
Yeah, we'll do a full podcast on that.
But to be fair, like, I just want to be clear on that note. It wasn't just like for a free meal. It was that my food was so incredibly low and there was some other outlying factors that were severely affecting my mental health that, like, had we been using food as a tool, I probably never would have ended up in that spot.
No, probably never.
But I was in the worst mental place of my life.
Yeah. Now, let me just paint a clear picture here. 900 calories of cardio to do sprinting, running, whatever. 900 calories of food to consume. So a net intake of 0 calories on your daily intake. Plus whatever PEDs and other things had to go into the mix. 25 weeks of prep.
Your girl was hurting.
Yeah, crying on your way to cardio, doing the cardio no matter what, having that conversation in your head. People would have quit.
I should have quit.
No, the point here though is people would have quit 20 weeks before you even did.
Oh, for sure.
And that's the whole point here is that you have to have mental toughness, grit, and resilience as an individual. And you need to do that for yourself, not for anyone else around you. You have to do it for yourself because you're going to thank yourself for it. Your life is going to thrive and prosper for it. If you're doing it in the direction of fitness or bodybuilding, your physique is going to thank you for it. Yeah. And the only person you end up disappointing is your damn self. Yeah. And at the very root of it all, you're in one of 2 boats. You either talk about it or you actually take action on it. And I'm sorry. The one boat of people just talking, cool, don't give a fuck about you guys, hit an iceberg, sink, that's fine. Like, you choose your own shit, you choose your hard, and there are too many people out there that choose the hard of misery and sadness and fatness.
But yeah, I think people just think that these things are going to come back around to them. And I keep seeing like quotes that are like, the universe rewards this or the universe rewards this. Like, the universe rewards hard work. Yeah. At the end of the day, you're not just going to have like your dream job or your dream physique or your dream car or whatever the fuck it is fall out of the sky and into your lap by haps.
I mean, if Ferrari fell out of the sky and into my lap, that'd be pretty cool, but also pretty dead. Yeah, I'm pretty dead. Don't want that. No. Not unless I'm next to you, because if you go, I go, baby. Yeah, that's fine. I'm okay with that. But yeah, I think to wrap it all up, you and I operate in a world and environment of goal orientation and action. Mm-hmm. We want to surround ourselves, and we do surround ourselves with those same individuals.
Yeah.
We speak on a message that promotes that type of positive action for anybody in our ecosystem, anybody who wants to talk, anybody who wants to listen. And I'm sorry to say, for those who don't get it, see yourself the fuck out.
Yeah.
Because if you don't get it, you don't get it, and you're just going to choose your heart, and your heart is just going to be sad for the rest of your life.
Yeah. The one other point I was going to make is, like, I remember having this realization at one point where, like, I wanted to bodybuild, but I felt like I had so much shame around it because I felt like I wasn't good enough, and that was completely internal. And whenever the topic of conversation would come up, I would talk about bodybuilding the same way you'd talk about, like, the ex at your family is like, I'm done listening to it, or your best friend's like, you're not allowed to see him anymore. And I'd be well,
like my dead ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, I might do it again one day. Maybe, like, I guess I have that goal, or I might revisit it. It's the same way you're like, well, I, like, kind of answered his text the other night. And so as soon as I started just owning that, like, yeah, I'm happy to do it. I'm confident to do it. I want to do it. I choose to do it. I want to win. I feel good. I look good. It's like two completely different outcomes. But if you're treating your goals like it's like a toxic ex that you can't talk about, then it's also like time to zoom out and look at, like, why is that?
And that's all it'll ever be, is a you up text at 2 a.m. and nothing more.
That's basically how we got here.
And on that note, folks,
we're going to go do something positive for our brains, and then we're going to be doers, not just dreamers, after I take a nap.
Yes, we got pedicures, a nap, and some doing to do.
Some doing to do and some dreaming to do.
If we get lucky, maybe we'll get to do some do.
I don't even know what that means, but by the time you guys see this, we'll be home from Reno.
Yep,
which is crazy. It'll be Toronto peak week.
This episode will be, no?
Or like the week before.
Yeah, this episode will be out right as we
Yeah.
wake up the next morning after flying in from Reno.
Yeah, just about.
All right. I got peak week to handle. So, thanks for tuning in.
Got to get this guy inside out, shredded, dreaded, and
already
on stage.
I was going to get on stage.
But now we have to put a big tan on you.
Like, subscribe, comment, and, ask us questions because we're always happy to answer.
Bye.
Boom.